Breaking news for Worldwide NFT. Once again, guys, breaking news for Worldwide NFT. Okay, so it's been a while, guys. If you guys think I forgot about this stock, no. And yes, I still am a shareholder. I can say that I am still a shareholder of Worldwide NFT, and I still hold shares. Okay, I'm not going to say how much. I've not discussed my portfolio in a while, like my personal. I bought a new stock as well. You can check that out. There's other types of stocks that I'm invested in, but we have to remember that this is a stock that, if you guys remember back in the day, 2021, these were some good times. Let's be completely honest. I mean, everything was going up, everything was doing well. And this stock in particular was one of the crown jewels of the over-the-counter markets. And it actually peaked off at about $250 million in market capitalization. And the ability of a stock to do that is dependent on a lot of factors. But what's basically happening right now is that Worldwide NFT has been doing this move downward. And actually, what we saw earlier was that Worldwide NFT hit 0.0029. And when this happened, keep in mind that that is a decline from, if you look at 0.0029, even from the current price, 0.0043 plus, I guess 0.0033 was the previous price before today. And the reason I think for this decline, 0.0076, is because of a simple post. And that's the quite shocking part here. So if we look at George Sharp, George Sharp was the custodian. He was the one who took over these tickers. And to his credit, let me just give George Sharp credit. Like I said, I'm still a shareholder of Worldwide NFT. I'm not as large of a shareholder as I used to be, but I still own shares. And if this thing goes up, I will benefit, right? But at the same time, keep in mind that over the last 3 years, he has spent over $350,000 from his own pocket to keep SRNW, GVSI, and Worldwide NFT current. And my goodness, I mean, this is another one right here. And, I haven't even really checked into all the details on this, but this is just 152 million in volume. But the brutality of it is that this is now down to 0008. I mean, somebody can buy, let's just say 30 to 40 million shares of GVSI for what price? I mean, less than 0010. It could eventually go down to 0003. You could be talking a bargain basement price for something like this. And, here's the thing that people get they're so afraid of tickers, but these are current tickers. Like he said, they are current and, a going concern. So he has spent his own money, and will they go back up? I don't know. But look at SRNW now, down to 6 cents on this news, 60% in a single trading day. Like I said, breaking news on this, guys. I was just strolling through my Fidelity account and I saw the portfolio. I was like, this is insane. Once again, here we go. The third time, because if you remember from back in the day, we've had the run from 0 basically, or 2 cents per share where I bought, to 45 cents back down, all the way now to these prices on these stocks, which SRNW is hitting $2.50. I repeat, $2.50 post split, $2.50 per share for SRNW, now trading at 6 cents. It's 5 to 7 cents for this stock right here. Worldwide NFT hit 45 cents post split. Now it's trading at 0029. These are your maximum point of opportunities if you plan on buying these stocks. That's what I argue. I always have argued. You can still buy these stocks if you want to. Right? These stocks are live. They're trading. If you look at the bid and the ask pricing, it's still down 43%. This was down to 0.0029. I don't have any money to invest right now, as you can see. 22 cents. Perhaps I could buy a few shares, but maybe I will. But here's the thing, right? So let's just read through this and I'll give you my opinion. So finding legitimate deals to vend into these tickers has proven to be a challenge for various reasons, including false statements made by individuals, specifically one individual who falsely and retributively claimed, as he has since admitted on the record, that I received 45 million of humble stock for 5,000 and then dumped those shares into the market. This has brought the subject of my integrity into question. Indeed, this statement has brought the integrity of the entire OTC market into question. While I continue to entertain legitimate endeavors for these tickers, I can no longer justify supporting these companies with my own money. As such, I will allow these companies to go into default until I can vend a legitimate and honest deal into them. So he's kept these companies. So if you're going to buy shares otherwise in these companies, if you believe that they will make some type of rebound eventually, then you would buy now. Now, here's the thing. A lot of people are very pissed off about this, and for good reason. And, forwardly, though, he's going to keep in compliance. So it's only down 10%. It's only down 10%. So this is brutal. This is absolutely brutal. This is the third big collapse that we've seen, for example, for Worldwide NFT. First going down 90%, then down 95%, another, 70, 60% here. I mean, so they're going to go into default, basically, which basically means you're not going to be able to trade them. They're probably going to go on the gray market, or the market where you're not able to trade them. And now we're about Humble. The company was not a scammer or pump and dump. In fact, management refused to sell any stock, even though they had an opportunity to fund the company through legitimate sales of shares. The downfall of Humble was perhaps managerial errors and inexperience, and the desire to grow too fast too soon. While this may be unfortunate, it is neither ill-intended, criminal, nor negligent. I continue to hold the principles in high esteem and trust that everybody involved has learned from mistakes made. Yes, I'm glad he admits that there was mistakes made, because there was. Absolutely. So here's the thing about George Sharp that a lot of people forget. And nothing against the guy, because I don't really hold any grudges. The guy has kept these tickers in compliance for a long time. And, a lot of people have talked shit on George Sharp. I have been a shareholder in his companies for a super long time. And now that these prices are cheap, if they are going to go into default, maybe I'll pick up a few more shares before they go into default, just because. Why not? And so here's the thing, right? So when you think about George Sharp, he is an individual who spends his own money, invests his own money, and tries to find legitimate deals. The thing with Humble that people forget, though, is that George Sharp basically said, I will never be involved with a company that does a reverse split. He tweeted that out. I still remember it, and it's an older tweet, but he tweeted out, I will never be involved with a company who wipes out shareholders through a reverse split. The crazy part is that Humble did exactly that, and they wiped shareholders out, because after the reverse split, the stock started to decline. And so, unfortunately, that's exactly what he said he was not going to be a part of, and that was a big trust factor for a lot of people. And so here's the thing, right? We're now going into this phase where these tickers, once again, just like they did 4 years ago, 2021, hard to believe, 4 years ago. I still remember in December of 2021, the market skyrocketing, and I did take some profits, like I said, but I made over a six-figure profit on the tax returns and everything from these types of trades, which was fantastic, and I couldn't have been happier. I could have made seven figures, but it was so brief and it was so parabolic, and you would have had to time it perfectly. But there was a couple of different opportunities to do that. Yes, nonetheless, I guess three different opportunities actually. There was a few different opportunities to do that. But nonetheless, it was a good time. And that's the thing I love about America, and that's the thing I love about the stock market, is that even though this is so negative right now, these tickers, you never know, guys. You never know what can happen. And I've seen some crazy things. One of the stocks I first invested in 2015, 2016, CADX. If you guys are back from those days, if you're watching this, CADX actually went on a huge run from 0003 to 2 or 3 cents a share. I would have made over $500,000 had I held on from 2016. And this happened in 2021. So all I had to wait is 5 years. So this has been 4 years now. Now let's just say, another 5 or 6 years, 2 years, 1 year. I don't care. Nobody cares. If you're a shareholder, I've been a shareholder for a long time. They probably will go on the expert market. They probably will go down. They probably will collapse on this news. And my thing is, I don't know what to tell anybody besides the fact that it was a good run. And I enjoyed myself during that time period. I really did. It was a fun time. It was a time period where, sometimes those events only happen once or twice in a lifetime, And so when you get those types of manias, when you get those types of runs in those stocks and you feel that euphoria, there's nothing like it. In terms of, I guess, in terms of the stock market is what I mean. There's nothing like the mania that you experience when those stocks are just going parabolic. And it's like the gambler's high when they just keep hitting the jackpot and the craps table is in their favor. The roulette wheel is in their favor. But then what can happen? It all comes crumbling down. And that's exactly what's happened in this case. So you have to make sure that when you have those good periods in the market, that you are locking in profits. Because if you're not, then you could be in big trouble. So with that being said, I want to thank you all for tuning into this video. Let me know what you guys are doing in the comments down below. This is breaking news. This is exactly what's happening with these tickers right now. This right here, Surfcast, there's been some disagreements on the message board. I understand. No hard feelings, but thank you for posting this. I just found this and I was looking at the stock itself. If you look at, just absolutely, now we're at 00044. But, people are buying this up because perhaps they think the news is not as bad, right? And so it was down at 0029, so it was down a lot more. But the volume here, 11 million shares traded, that is higher than normal because I've been keeping a close eye kind of here and there on the volume. And the volume has been less than basically 1 million shares traded per day. So a lot of stuff happening. This is brutal once again for shareholders but hey, if you're able to averaging down is the one thing that if you do it long term and you just stay the course and you're able to basically whatever it is you're trying to do, you keep at it. Like consistency is key. Even if the stock is down big and you consistently, if you're willing to take the risk again at these prices, if you bought super high, here it is in front of you, because if this goes to the expert market, you're not going to be able to buy this stock until it comes back online. That's what he says about it going dark, basically, or defunct, in my personal opinion. So he says Ligand Global Innovations. 9-figure contract, a pending 9-figure contract. So is Forwardly the new investment too? Maybe you should consider Forwardly if that's going to be the one. 9-figure investment. Hey, not 7 figures, not 8 figures, but a 9-figure investment. Is that 100 million plus? It sounds like it. The deal should be consummated. Africa can be tedious and frustratingly slow. That they will complete during 2025. So they expected it to be done, but they're hoping it can be completed. So it's not actually completed quite yet. So is that the deal right now? Should we look at Forwardly? Forwardly is only down 10%. Is that the new play? Or are none of these the play? A lot of people are going to be pissed off. I'm probably going to get a lot of comments saying, these stocks are complete garbage. I understand. No worries, guys. But that's the problem, is that everybody is so, there's a lot of emotions in the market, and including these stocks. You would be shocked at some of the posts you see on even a simple message board like Worldwide NFT. It's been a long time, but we have bearish, we have bullish, everything. Boo, everybody is just, this is just nuts. And so this is an update that has sent these stocks tumbling down. I want to hear what you guys think in the comments down below. Let me know, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.